find out here in these streets the talented, the dedicated Melissa Boston Atoyebe.
Hey, Kathy, thank you so much. I'm going to try to see if we can't mute all the lines. It does look like a few people are unmuted, so we're going to see what we can do here real quick. So we can have a nice, clear call. Then you guys can unmute in a minute. Let's see here. Let's say yes. Okay. So everyone now should be muted, and you can unmute yourself. So let me just share my screen real quick. Okay, so we're going to do this actually from Canva. If you don't know, you can actually present right from Canva. And I love when we're doing trainings and workshops because let's say you're doing a long seminar and people either don't show up, they show up late. Well, while they're presenting, you don't have to interrupt their computer. You can do it all on a separate computer and it updates their system in real time. So if you're not using Canva for anything creative, whether it's PowerPoints, flyers, then you're missing out. So this is just a life-saving tool. I use Canva so many times throughout the day. It is just unreal. And so we're going to talk about designing, made simple, using AI, using Canva to really grow our businesses. In fact, this is going to be a two-part call because I know tonight my objective is to really get through everything, but I do want to make sure we have some time to kind of dive in and really be hands-on. I know here in the office, for those who are now really using Canva, it works so much more effectively when we're able to kind of break it down, do some assignments right there on the spot. Tonight, I'm going to challenge some of you, while you're learning this to work to apply it. But tonight, again, the purpose is really to go from A to Z, just really teaching some of the content that we're going to talk about that's going to help you propel your business and really take it to the next level, because there's nothing I find design wise, except doing a banner that's bigger than 8 feet tall. You can't do in Canva. We even now do our label designs for our products. So just so many things happen in Canva that really help the whole business run. And when small businesses, have tools like this where you literally can reduce marketing budget, so many things. I mean, it's just unreal what you can do. And so this is our creative hour. So hopefully you guys have carved out some time because we're going to take up maybe about an hour and that's it. We again, we'll have another session where we can dive more into it as far as going into more hands-on. But tonight the purpose is to teach you how to use AI plus Canva so you can design flyers and post like a pro. You can save yourself time and money. You can really promote your kind of business beautifully. And the cool part about it is there's really no design experience needed, okay? And so why visuals matter, people form their first impressions in 3 seconds. And we know that beautiful designs, they build trust, they build curiosity. And when you're consistently branding, it really equals team power because it's going to help visually tell that story and attract people to your audience. Even the newest postcards that we have distributed, guess what? We made those in Canva. The banners that you guys have purchased or some of you have consigned, those retractable banners, guess what? Those are made in Canva. Okay, so everything to run your business, your t-shirts, your hats, your videos, your business cards, your logos. I mean, you can really do all of that in Canva. And so, what is AI? Again, I know most of you know what AI is, right? But it really should be looked at as your new business partner. I mean, seriously, that's just how dependent even large businesses have became on AI. In fact, right now it's replacing many of the tools that really have helped make many of those businesses much more efficient from, even with the warehousing. And so artificial intelligence really helps you to create just much faster than you would be able to do if we didn't have it, okay? And so with AI, we're able to not have to sit here all day and think about, well, what should I say? Because AI is going to help you write your headlines, write your captions. It's going to really suggest, the design layouts that really work best. It's going to help you generate stunning images. So it's kind of like another brain, right? We all need a third brain, right? So together, we have our AI plus our Canva really equals design magic, okay? And so when we get started, I'm going to actually take you to Canva so that you can see it just live and in color. And so we're going to stop and do all of that. But first, I wanted to just, again, get through some of the basics. But when you get started, of course, you're going to go to canva.com. I would suggest in the beginning, again, we keep our expenses low. So just sign up for free. As you really it becomes something you're using constantly, you're going to probably want to get the pro, just like ChatGPT. Many people start it free, and then you find out it limits some of the stuff that you can do, and then eventually you realize this is a business write-off, and so you go ahead and upgrade to the paid account. Explore your home dashboard. So we're going to go through some of that dashboard. I'm going to share with you just a few things that maybe you didn't know, even if you're using Canva, because this became so robust. It has so much stuff. It can almost be overwhelming. We're going to go through templates because templates are really a time saver. Again, if you're thinking about things and you're not knowing where to start, it's always great to start with the template. A brand kit is basically for those of you who've really done a great job building your own brand. So what you might already have your brand colors, you might have a logo that's all created, and so there's a place in Canva that you can really upload your entire brand kit so that it really makes it save time for you. And then there's folders, of course, where you can organize a lot of the amazing information and the creativity that you put together. And so when you build your brand kit, this is again just basic information. You want to make sure you have a logo. If you don't have a logo for your brand, maybe you create your own avatar. Maybe you do something around your team name. Of course, we're Akana, but this is also about showing you how to brand you. Okay, so you really want to do a better job of branding yourself within our company. So you have your own brand inside of Akana. And so you might have your own brand colors. And maybe those colors have specific, what they call like an RG, I think it's like an RGR, an RGM number, RGG, something like that. But these are also known as hex numbers. And so these are just basically ways to decipher specifically which color. So when you see numbers in Canva, when you pick on a specific color, you might see pound sign, then you might see H, and then you see 9, you see another 4, and something like that, right? Those are just hex colors that are assigned to specific colors because a lot of brands, they don't just have rose gold, but there's a specific type of rose gold. And so that's a little bit technical, but just wanted to put that out there. And then also too, with your brand identity, I know a lot of people love fonts and I've seen flyers with 5 or 6 different fonts, right? But you really want to choose just a couple of brand fonts and then use other fonts when you're doing marketing as needed, but keeping it simple. And then saving your brand kit for easy reuse. And again, we're going to go over this live on Canva. So we're going to explore templates. And so we're going to look at some of the keywords that we use a lot in order for us to create stuff, for the company. And so when you're on Canva, you're able to pick something according to not only the style you're looking for, like let's say you're doing something around health and wellness, but also what are you posting on? Are you posting on Instagram, Facebook? It's really important that you pick the right type of file because different pixels are going to display differently on different social media platforms. And so if you want to maximize the visualization that you've created for your audience, you want to make sure you're specific to the specific thing you're posting on. Pick the one that matches your vibe, okay? You're going to learn how to replace images and text with your content, and you're going to learn how to keep it clean and keep it consistent. So again, we're going to jump into that. And so how do we use AI prompts? We're going to talk about AI prompts. We're going to talk about this whole, I think it's called magic write, and that's what I guess Canva calls theirs. You can also use ChatGPT to do these same prompts. But what I love is when you're able to keep everything on one platform. Sometimes to me, it seems like it flows faster. But there are times I still go back to ChatGPT. But even with Canva, you can actually do a lot of the functions that many of you have been, I'm sure, using with the ChatGPT. And so this is just an example of some of the things that you can ask it to do. If you're having a wellness event coming up, again, we can take our time and try to brainstorm. And that's great because you want some of the flavor to be representative of who you are. So the more data you give the prompt, the more it's going to be personal to you or personal to the vision that's in your head. But again, we don't have to spend all the time trying to figure out what's most marketable. And so we're going to use the tools in order for us to generate the right prompts. And so again, this is just an example of some of the prompts, whether you want to do something to promote a specific product, like the 7-day cleanse, the flat belly fuel, maybe you want to highlight CBD, or maybe you're going to do a women's event and you want to find what's the best invitation in order for you to promote your women's event. See, all of these are items that you can have the thought to do, but then utilize the tool and utilize these systems in order for you to come up with what's best for the marketability of that particular thing that you're promoting. And so we're going to go through some of the magic tools. So you're going to learn about Magic Write so you can create your instant captions inside of Canva. We're going to learn how to take our text to image. So yeah, you can take text and you can actually create images in Canva. You can take text and you can create videos in Canva, okay? Now, background remover is nothing new. You guys have known about background remover. I know the first time I taught Canva, we talked about removing background. So that's a pretty simple feature right there. But there's even something they do now where you can have one design for every platform, which is this whole feature of smart resize. And that's pretty cool because, again, it's all designed to help save time, 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 time. And so this is a fun thing that I'm going to do real quick because I always love when I find a new tool. So today I challenged myself to go on Canva and to do something I didn't do. I've never done yet. And so I was really excited when I found this wheel because I know at our last event here in Chicago, we had three gentlemen that came and they're SEO marketer guys. And so they played a game, they were giving out money and it was fun, and they had this wheel they were spinning. And so I thought that was pretty cool. But on Canva, they actually have certain features that help you create kind of whatever you're thinking. I mean, it's kind of anything you really want to do now, you can do. And so I quickly put together this wheel just to kind of show you some of the fun we can have with Canva. So if you just spin it like that, you see how it spins, 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 spins around, and boom, that person might have just won a pre-roll, right? So it's kind of cool how we can take our business to new heights now that we have these gems that are inside of these new apps that we didn't have, 5 years ago. But guess what? We have them today. And so what we're going to do now is just get out of this one. One second.
Welcome to Arcana Innovation Training.
Oh, sorry about that.
Design made simple using AI and Canva to grow your business.
And that really wasn't supposed to happen, but I'm glad it did. So I've been, as you can see, playing around with Canva today just because I wanted to also find some new features. And so this is to kind of give you guys some samples now of what can happen. So this was nothing I thought about too much. I just said, hey, Canva, I said, I want to create a superhero who's African American, wearing rose gold, who has long hair. And this is what it created. It created 6 different examples of a superhero or a superhero, right? And so again, we're going to have fun with Canva and just know that Canva does a lot of things that maybe you just didn't know it did.
Welcome to Arcana.
One second. Let me quiet my little AI voice.
Welcome.
Let's see here. Okay. So let's do this real quick. We're going to keep it simple and we're going to craft things that actually convert. Okay. And so you're going to learn how to start with things that really draw attention, whether it's an emotion, something we know, because we know that people, when they are engaging with you, when they're highly charged, good or bad, right? You get them to pay attention. And so sometimes a question, when you focus on benefits, not just the features, right? So there's certain things that we have to do better in order for us to take this to the next level. Testimonials are a big part of this. So, gathering social proof before and after pictures. I know Willie Mooney's done a phenomenal job with just constantly putting before and after pictures out there. And then you always want to make sure whatever post you're putting together, there's a call to action, right? That's the CTA, a call to action. And so let's say you come up with something and you're not sure that it even works. Then you can also take that to Canva and say, hey, help me write something even more compelling. I do it all the time, guys.
Welcome to Akana. Thank you for joining us our hour of Akana Innovation.
Okay, sorry for all the voices, guys. That was another tool I was playing with today. So what I love about Canva, it gives you so many different types of voices, whether you want a whisper, you want a corporate voice, you want an African American male, you want an African American female. You can find an AI voice. You can type commands to it and it will read exactly what you're typing, okay? And so what you're hearing on my slides is the fact that I was playing around with them and I didn't delete them before this started. So, but again, it kind of teaches you some stuff that you're going to learn today. And so here's some examples of some of the flyers that I'm going to show you, how you can create, whether you want to do something on the shake, maybe you want to do something with the beauty products, the 7-day cleanse, the hemp govy. With each product, you also want to make sure you add a shop now button. And that's one of the things that I still have to go back and do on some of my designs, but you're going to notice that I put a photo and I put a benefit list. Okay. And so when you're creating for your particular marketing campaign, you want to focus on a photo and you want to talk about some of the features and the benefits of that particular product. Okay. And so with that being said, here's some examples. So now what I need to go back and add is the shop now. I was utilizing these, where I'm going to utilize these on, like if you're utilizing them on a text, you can actually send it in a way that you can either put your QR code on it or you can put a hyperlink, especially when you're emailing them. And that hyperlink could actually take that particular flyer and go right to your website. So there's a lot of cool tools that kind of get a little bit more advanced, but for the sake of keeping it simple this particular time, I just want to show you a couple of ways that I quickly went back there and pulled an old advertisement that I did on Holy Glow. Many of you might have seen that. And then I created a new one today on our Flat Belly Fuel, where I just came up with some words. I went to Canva. I said, hey, help me write a compelling caption. We have this amazing Flat Belly Fuel. And so here's what it helped me come up with. It said, hey, indulge in bliss, fuel your fit, loaded with protein, packed with superfoods, hemp-based and gluten-free, okay? And then I talked about some of the specific ingredients like astragalus, ashwagandha, flaxseed. And we know ashwagandha is a big buzzword. A lot of people are looking for products with ashwagandha. And so I wanted to ensure that I featured some of those amazing superfoods that we know get attention. Okay, so again, these are just quick examples of items that were created using Canva. And now you can do the exact same thing right from the comfort of your home. Here's another item I created using Canva, and this was really to break down the features and benefits of our hemp govy product, where I wanted to ensure when we did vending, we not only could see the product, we can see the ingredients, but we can see the specific benefits. Because remember, with products, you want to focus on what does it do to actually help benefit the client. That's what sells the products, right? Is when they know what it does to benefit them. And so when people can look at something like this and you show them that, hey, it has ashwagandha, here's what that's doing. It has hemp powder, it has chromium picolinate, it has MCT coconut oil, right? In the form of a powder. And so now they see this and it's quickly able to convert them into an interested buyer. And I did the same thing for the coffee. And many of you have seen this in your vendor showcase because I created this several months ago when we were first doing our vending. But again, you don't have to go out and hire a graphics person. You can do this right in Canva, guys. It's pretty simple once you start learning a few of the basics. And so event flyers. I know right now we're doing the Battle of the Blood Types. All roads are leading to Chicago on November the 1st. October 31st is our kickoff night where we're getting together to put the place together. Okay. And so I know many of the teams, you're working on your flyers so that you can really go out and promote, 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 promote. And so you want to really make sure your key details are visible, your date, your time, to make sure they RSVP, whether you add, imagery of smiling guests, lifestyle, using colors that match the mood. So again, just kind of think about that as you're designing. And so this is the particular flyer that I used for on Canva to design for the event we had a couple of weeks ago. And what I was so excited about is this particular event was highly attended. I mean, we had it from 10 to 2 and we had the early birds, right? So, probably at about 10, maybe about 20 people. But over the course of the day, the place slowly started to pack out. It was our heaviest attended event we've had in on a Saturday over the last, what I would say, 6 or 7 months. And so I know that flyers work, okay? And so you want to ensure that you're utilizing things that are going to capture attention. And so we're going to jump into this and you're going to learn a little bit more about how I did it, okay? And so that you can go out and do these things yourself. And so Reels, we're not going to really jump into Reels today because again, I don't want to overwhelm you. I want to make sure you leave today feeling empowered, that you have some of the basic tools that you're going to need to at least create that very first flyer. But just know that if you are in the advanced side already and you're already doing a lot of Reels, just know Canva does have an animation effect and video templates also that you can actually start your video utilizing, and it makes it easier. You can add short clips and music to your videos as well. You know, we really encourage you to keep them short. In fact, they're advising now 15 seconds. I know it's very hard for most of us to do a 15-second video, but that's the attention span right now. So we've got to really learn to condense it, keep it simple. And guess what? When you find that it's hard for you to figure out how to make something 15 seconds, guess what you do? Go to AI and ask it how to give you the right messaging for a 15-second video. And so, whether you're doing something that's promoting wellness tips every single week, whether you're doing something with recipes, just think about something you can do that gives lots of value where you can engage your followers who are following you. And so, that's just a great, cool thing for those of you who are already in the advanced stage and you're already doing videos. Okay. So posting and sharing, just a couple of quick little tips I want to give you here. When you're downloading for social media, make sure you're downloading them in PNG and the JPEG, okay? When they're for print, or if you're emailing, you can email the PDF. You can also email the JPEG or the PNG. What I like about the PDF is you can actually attach a hyperlink to your website right in it so that when they click it, it'll take them right there. And so when I am emailing, I tend to use PDF because I find that more effective when they can go right from the flyer itself. And then your PNGs, of course, are easy to text. What I like about the PNG, you know, once you download that onto your phone, you can text that out. You can't really text the PDF out to people like that. And so you can also use your Canva share button and post directly to the social media outlets also. Okay. And I advise people to really come up with a strategy where you're planning ahead. I know when we were working with our marketing team, we would work with them weeks ahead of time and they would come up with dozens and dozens and dozens of different items to post. Okay. And so you really want to batch create where you have 3 to 4 items that you're doing every single week. Because once you start this, you don't want to lose your following. You don't want people to kind of disengage with you. You want to keep them interested. And so you want to think about not just doing it one time, but how do you put this together as a strategy where you're adding lots of value? Because what I notice is many of you are great at sharing, but a lot of times you're sharing other people's content that have nothing to do with Akana. And that's fine. You know, they tell us that we should share other people's content. But if all you're doing is sharing other people's content and you don't have any original content, then it's hard for you to really go to that big social influencer status. Social influencers become social influencers not because they're sharing everybody else's stuff, it's because they're also creating original content. And so I want you to really get yourself uncomfortable if you're not comfortable doing this, okay? So that you can start realizing, hey, if I want to take it to the next level, I can share great information, whether it's health tips on drinking water, health tips on this. But to really go to the next level, I must create my own original content, okay? And so consistency also leads to cash flow because when we're consistently posting, it's going to build your credibility. For those of you who've been on our marketing team, they use the Akana templates and the brand tone. But again, you're going to create your own templates because again, we don't want you just to brand Akana. We want you to brand your own brand. And you can invite them to your Akana website. You can invite them to the Akana um, events, but you really want to build a brand within a brand. That's the way you go to big status in network marketing, right? You don't want to just keep saying Akana, 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 right? You want to definitely build yourself as a brand. Schedule post in advance so that you already have a formula. I know I can remember when we were really heavily doing our social media, we would schedule posts 30 days out. So that means the posts were on a timer and they would go out automatically, sometimes at 7 in the morning, you know, 10 o'clock in the morning. So just figure out that portion, but I think that's going to be necessary for those of you who are busy and you're like, I don't have time to do this. Maybe you dedicate one day a week and now you take that week and you schedule all your posts. engaging with your audience daily is critical, not just posting them if they're on an auto timer, but going back and checking to see who's commenting, who's liking so that you can reply. And then, of course, ensuring that you have a calendar that you can really start to see exactly what your lineup is looking like, and you can start to build some type of consistency inside of that. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to Canva, but I want to mention this to those of you who have teams. It's also important to work with your team where you can actually create certain templates that you're using for the whole team, where now they can take, whether it's Team Contagious, right? Whether it's Diamond Terry, Diamond Bernadine, whatever we're doing with, let's say it's Blessed Branches, right? You can have a team template for Blessed Branches on things that this actually is very effective. But that person might want to have their own phone number, their own email on it. And so in Canva, you can not only create these templates, but you can share them and give access to your group so they can go edit their template and use it themselves personally. We do that a lot within the team here, on the corporate side, where we're sharing templates all the time so that people are able to use them, adjust them, and manipulate the data for whatever purpose they might need it for. Okay. And so again, this is going to go beyond AI and beyond Canva because there's so many tools out there that you can use. Some of the tools, if you haven't had a chance to explore yet, make sure you go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is really good at email scripts. It's really good at captions. I mean, it's kind of like there's nothing ChatGPT can't do. I mean, you can go to ChatGPT because let's say you've just sold something to a client, but you don't have a receipt. You can ask ChatGPT to put together a receipt for you in a printable form, and it looks like a professional receipt. Okay, and so again, it's only limited to your lack of creativity, right? So that's what limits it. If we're not thinking out the box, right? But if you think out the box, there's no limit. It's unlimited. So you want to just think about it in terms of whatever you're thinking. It's probably available on a chat GPT or through the Canva. And so there's a video editor also, again, in Canva. We're not going to get too heavily into that today. CapCut is great. If you've not used the CapCut app yet, I unfortunately had to delete mine because I ran out of space. So, but it's a fun, phenomenal tool. I know Gigi is a big CapCut fan. I've seen her use it. I think it was her grandson that had her using it for some of her videos. Because these kids know, like if you're confused already, you're like, I don't even know what else to do. Just get your grandkids, okay? Because the grandkids know about CapCut. They know about all of these tools because they're already there, guys. They were born into this, okay? And then again, AI voiceover. If you don't want to use your own voice, guess what? You can actually have a video that you put together and you can let AI do the voiceover for you and you can just write the script. So again, the sky's the limit, guys. And we're not going to share that video, but that's a video that I had Canva create for me, okay? So if you saw it, it was just a lady, and I wanted to kind of create it like we were in a kind of, or in a kind of land, like far away, okay? But anyway, but it's so cool what you can do right there on Canva. And so we're going to do a live practice session, but we're going to do it at the end, okay? Where we want you to go out and try to create your own flyer, or not try, we want you to create your own flyer, okay? You're going to have your brand logo, and if you don't have one, maybe you create that today. Your photo, maybe, or a product photo. Um, Whatever the headline is, your call to action. You're going to be able to share your design with your neighbor, okay, or in the team chat. And so what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to get out of here. So let me just get out of here. And before I do that, though, let me show you this one. Common design mistakes, right? Too much text, tiny fonts, low quality images, right? So the solution is to make sure you have enough space, you have clear fonts, and we have bright visuals. And so let's do this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and X out of this real quick. And I want to now take you to the home page of Canva. So now we're going to look at some stuff live, okay? And so Canva, if you are never been here before, okay, you got a lot of catching up to do. But if you already are on Canva and now you're just needing a couple of little tips and some help and some support, then you're definitely at the right place. If you, again, are new to this, that's fine, but you're going to have to catch up. And so what I'm going to do first is just go over some basic items that you might know or you might not know. Okay. And so when you first come to Canva, one of the things that you're typically doing is you're creating something. And as you can see, it already gives you some shortcuts from this is probably what most people are looking for. And so you can click on the shortcuts, that's fine. But I always like to go to create. I guess I'm a creature of habit. For me, that just works because what's cool about the create one is where you actually can have a chance to actually see things like the Canva code, which is a new feature. And so what's crazy about Canva code is you can actually have Canva design a website for you. Is that crazy? You can have Canva design an app for you. And so Canva code is something that the CEO announced it, I think it was probably like 9 months ago. And for a while, it just was coming soon. It was coming soon. It was coming soon. And so it's big news, guys. It's here. So if you don't know, Canva Code is here. And now there's no excuse. You can be a coder without going to school to learn how to code. I mean, people spent decades, right, coding and getting paid money to do that. And what's crazy is AI has really started to help take that whole field to a whole nother level. Now, obviously, people that are coders are going to be much better at this because there's things that they're going to know instinctively. And so it really helps every profession to go to the next level. But for someone who's not a coder, you can now become an amateur coder, okay? Which I think is pretty cool. And so Magic Write. So Magic Write is sort of like the feature on Chat GPT. So you can actually click on Magic Write, and just like you do on ChatGPT, if you're designing a specific flyer for whatever purpose, you can start asking the Magic Write to help you come up with a specific caption, with a specific outline, with something captivating on maybe it's the coffee. So that's where the Canva Write is, okay? And so if we go back, let me just go back real quick, move my little bar out the way because we're not going to write it there. I'm going to let you guys play with that. But there's other features as well. And so what I'm going to do real quick. So we talked about the brand kit, and that's there. They even have this new translate, which is pretty cool as well. But I'm going to X out of this. So I'm Xing out of that because what I want to also do is take you over to the Canva AI. And then also too, there's Canva app. So I don't know if you guys have ever used the app feature or not, but the app feature is really cool. In fact, don't overwhelm yourself because if you're new to this, I don't even want you to go into the app feature. I'm only saying this for those of you who are kind of already using Canva and you're just trying to figure out how to take it to the next level. What's pretty cool is you can actually find almost anything you need on the app feature. It's pretty cool. Whether you want to generate QR codes for maybe a website that's not related to Akana because Akana does its own QR codes, but you might need a QR code generator. Okay. Whether you want to go come up with your logo. Okay. There's apps right here on Canva that are really skilled at helping you come up with a logo. Okay. If you want to keep scrolling down, I know there was the one that I found on the one that I found on the, let's see, let me find it real quick. That's the one I found on the spin the wheel. I was playing a little too much, having a little too much fun. But it was on this particular, it's on this page somewhere. We'll come back and find it later for the sake of time. But just know that it has so many cool things here, guys. There's a lot of them too centered around like avatars. So if you are one that's been wanting to take your profile picture and kind of create an avatar version of yourself, there's a lot of great apps here that help you do that as well. So Canva's done a really good job at trying to really identify what are some of the extra items that it doesn't necessarily do, but there's an app that can help you do it, or either help you do it better than Canva can help you do it. There's the voiceover ones there. So that's the voiceover one. That's where you can actually take your script and you can write it out and you can pick from hundreds of voiceovers, right? You can find one that might come close to you, okay? Which is pretty cool. Voice AI generates studio quality voices with AI. So again, there's so many cool features, guys. I don't want to again get too far off into this, but I know for those of you out there who's using it a lot, you're probably going to jump over here and start getting your avatar together, getting your voiceover together, and really start going crazy on the Canva app feature. But I thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to share that with you. And so we're going to go to Canva AI real quick. So if you click on Canva AI, it's also pretty cool as well, because in Canva AI, you can actually ask it to design for you. Now, I shared this feature before where you can actually have Canva design a picture of people wearing your logo. Like, you can upload your logo, you can say the name of your brand, and it will actually put people on a picture, and it will actually create your name on their shirts or whatever you want to do. I mean, it's just no limit. It's like whatever your mind can think, it will do it for you. You can have it create an image. If you want to create a picture of something, it'll do that. It can draft a document for you. It again can code for you, and it can actually even create a video clip for you. Okay. So again, just the sky's the limit. So let's go back now to some simplicity. Okay. So those are some of the advanced features. I want to take you now back to just something very, very, very basic. Okay. And so if you're designing, let's say, a basic flyer, okay? Now, this particular one is more like a landscape, so I don't know if you want to make it more vertical, but you can find, if it's portrait, you want to make it more portrait. So let's just say we're going to do a flyer and we're going to do a portrait size, okay, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. And so basically you click on that, okay? And so to give you some shortcuts, right? Just a few shortcuts, because again, it gets overwhelming. You look at the blank page and you're like, well, what do I do? And so if you go up to the design feature in Canva, you can actually think about what it is you're trying to design. So let's say you're trying to design something for Black Friday. Look at that, guys. See, you don't have to be a graphic designer, because it will actually come up with some ideas for you. And so what you would then do is click on that particular item that you love, or maybe you want to do something busy like that, right? You pick your style, whether you want modern, you pick whatever it is, you want something classic. And then the cool part about it is, now, instead of you trying to figure it out, what you're going to now do is go just press on. So you're going to click and you're going to just replace these. Let's say you're using your website. You just type in your website. Okay. And then you can put the name of your brand. Okay. You can keep the shop now there. And that's a basic one, right? So if you're putting, I'm just going to say Kana. Okay. So whatever your brand is, it would be replaced with your own information. So that's kind of a basic way to do it, guys. Now you can get more advanced, like you see we do, where I might take images of people, whether it's trying to promote the diamonds are going to be there, and more custom ideas. But the cool part about that particular feature is you can just find literally, probably, I would say there's probably tens of thousands of templates. Okay. So there's so many templates back there that you will never have to try to be a designer if you don't want to. If you just want to rely on Canva, you can do that. And if you want to change colors, the cool thing about designing is you can click on any part of the actual flyer and you can change the color. Let's just say we're changing that to pink. Okay, whatever you're doing with it, you can just go click on it. And if you are like us, where we have a brand kit, your brand kit colors will automatically come up, and then you can use something in your brand. If not, it's okay, because what you can then do is just go click on the color wheel right here, and that way you can find your own custom color. Okay. Or once you click on the color right in the middle, when you click on the actual icon, let me click on it again, it's going to then bring up all the different variations that it's defaulting to. And then you can decide, again, if you're going to go create something more custom, if you want to add a new color, or if you want to go through and find something that might already be there. And you can just expand it and you can just see how many colors. I mean, there's so many different colors, guys, so many shades of green, so many different versions of red and yellow and blue. But the cool part about it is Canva has it all. Okay. And so, and all it takes is realizing you're not going to break it. You just got to click on it. And when you click on it and then and nothing happens, click again, because you got to click up here. You see where I'm clicking on that little circle, and that's what's going to allow me to change that color. Okay. And then again, all the fonts can be changed. In fact, when you click on one color, let's say I want to change one color. Let's just say we're going to click this. And now if you're changing the font colors, the difference is you got to click on the A. So you have to click on text color. Okay. And then let's just say, again, I'm changing it to gray. Now, instead of trying to go change all of them, you see there's a feature right here that says change all. So it's going to change all of the white font to gray. Okay. So again, there's a lot of shortcuts in here. The more you play with it, the more you're going to start to feel very comfortable. Now let's look at something where you might want to get more custom, right? You might want to do something more specific to your particular brand. And so let's say you do start from a blank slate, okay? And so again, as recap, let's go back up to the pink. We're going to change it back to white. So again, you just click on whatever you're trying to change, find the color right above it, and then boom, you hit whatever color you're trying to change it to. There's also something there called elements, okay? And what's cool about elements is elements allows you to get a little bit more custom, okay? So where you're able to, so you can see the different elements that you saw in that presentation. Well, guess what? I found those where? Right in Canva, okay? And so that's the cool part about Canva. You know, when you just put in different words and it will pull up all these different ideas, okay? And so so anyway, so let's say you're doing something like a grand opening. Grand opening. So it's going to actually have something there with the words grand opening, right? And let's say you want to find photos. So if you look to the side over here, you have design, you have elements, you have text, you have brand, which relates to your brand, you have uploads, and uploads are the things you have uploaded into the system, okay? Tools, and tools are just some of these items to the side that's going to help you, whether you're trying to do some sticky notes, things like that, change your text. The projects are basically things that you might have already been working on. And then, of course, you have, you know, the apps that we talked about. You have your magic media, and the magic media will allow you to describe what you want. Let's say you're trying to create something and you can't find it, and you need to create. So help me create a picture of bright colored veggies with salmon, just anything, right? And so you just say generate the image. And so whatever your mind is thinking, and for whatever reason, you should be able to find it in Canva. But if you can't find it, it will create images for you. So that just boom, created images right there. And so that's your magic media. With that, not only do you have, can you or create images, you can also create graphics and you can create videos. And so right here, if you wanted to say, help me create a video that says, welcome to the grand opening of Kathy Weathersby. And let's just say generate a video. And again, you can get very, very specific. I'm just trying to show you these functions, how simple they are. And it's just a matter of knowing where to push, okay, and what each icon does. And so what does it say? Grab your popcorn. A brand new video inspired by your scene is being generated. It should be ready in 1 to 2 minutes. So pretty cool. And now, honestly, who knows what it's going to create, because I didn't get very specific. But normally when you're prompting, you want to think about what kind of scene are you setting? Do you want it to be a scene where you're at a home? Maybe there's someone in a kitchen and she's standing and says, welcome to my grand opening, right? So you can really get real creative with this, guys. So just go back on it and play with it so that you don't lose the memory of it, so that now this becomes something you might start incorporating. But I'm curious to see what it's going to do since I gave it very little prompting. So we'll see what happens. But the point is just to know that you have a tool for you. So this is what it thought of. Okay, so that, yeah, we're going to have to work on that video for Canva. It didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. What I like better with Canva and even with ChatGPT is a lot of times when you ask it to write words, it's terrible at words. I'm like, it's funny, as smart as they tell us AI is, it's the worst speller. It's the worst in certain things when it comes to video production, right? So what might have been better is to say something like, help me create a kitchen or a scene in a living room with balloons indicating a grand opening. I would like a beautiful African American woman with sister locks. I spelled it Dr. Betty sister locks. Okay, there we go. Let's say generate again. Let's see what it does this time. But that's the cool part about it. It's kind of like it's amazing. Sometimes it can be amazing. Like I've had some footage I did for our spa where it created me, women, getting like steams done, and it was like phenomenal, right? But you gotta kind of play with it. You gotta, um, be patient because again, artificial intelligence is still limited when it comes to video production. And but I'm glad you get a chance to kind of see a few different scenarios of that. And so we're going to go through a couple more things before I open it up for just a few challenges for you guys to at least go onto your Canva. Okay, I want you to go onto your Canva. I want you to find a design template and I want you to make some templates. And what I'm going to do too is I'm going to share some of the links with our diamond so that you guys will at least have, let's say you want to do a template promoting a specific product, right? So this is what they created this time, right? So let's just insert it, right? So again, Canvas, it's trying to read your brain. So the more you give it, if I would have given it specific colors, right? If I would have said I want her to look like this, however, but there you go. That's AI. This is not real. This is not a real living room. It's not a real person. It's just the ability of AI to create something with our prompting of it, okay? So it's a pretty powerful tool, guys. So anyway, so that's the magic media. If you haven't clicked on it, click on it because there's some cool stuff it does. Photos is where you're going to find a lot of photos that are stock images. And what I love about this is we used to use Shutterstock. We used to use all these different companies that charge you like $99 a month, okay, to use photos, okay? And what's cool is Canva comes with photos that, in my opinion, are almost as good as companies like Shutterstock. I mean, there are times I still can't find what I need on Canva, and I do have to license an image, but the cool part is you're going to find a lot of stuff here. So if you give it a prompt, and let's say we're going to say grand, since we're doing grand opening, let's see what it says for photos for grand opening. Okay, so there we go. So it has a ribbon cutting. So it has a picture like this. So it's kind of like you can use the hard way, starting it from scratch, or you can go back to the design element and then say something like grand opening and boom, look at that. So now you found some templates there. Maybe you want to change some colors. You don't like the yellow. You want to change the yellow to, let's say, pink. And you want to change this particular font, which is on the to pink as well. So let's just say, change that as well. Change all. So again, very simple clicks. Let's say you don't like this particular ribbon. You can cut it out and you can go find, let's say you want a rose gold ribbon. So rose gold ribbon. Oops, I said, I didn't spell it right. I said, I guess it would help if I spelled it right. Okay, there we go. So rose gold ribbon. So you find something that fits your style and then you're able to put it in. Maybe you want to have some balloons, right? Or say rose gold balloons. There we go. We have some balloons in rose gold and you just click on it. So whatever you want, you click on it, you resize it, you put it wherever you want it. And it's just so simple to work with. I mean, and then you replace your logo. So when you see something that's not your logo, then guess what you're going to do? You're going to now take that image and you're going to replace it with your particular logo. So if you have already uploaded your logo, like we've done, and you can see a lot of other people use our stuff. So there we go. Okay, boom. So now you just take your logo and you're going to replace it with that particular logo at the top. So you start to customize the flyer and make it your own. So you're invited to a grand opening celebration of, oops, let's just move this back. And anytime you make a mistake, guys, and you don't mean to do something, just know you can always reverse it by doing undo. Undo is one of the greatest features you're going to learn because there's times you might delete something on accident and you didn't mean to do it. Just know undo will help you get it back on track, okay? And then you're going to put your dates in there. You can go to Canva and you can go to that magic write and say, hey, help me write a compelling sentence to help get my family and friends to come to my grand opening of my new wellness. I need it to be 2 sentences long. Okay, short and simple. So you take this particular message and you now get it Canva to write it for you. And then at the bottom, you put your address. So again, the sky's the limit, guys. And you see how simple that is. Even if you don't like the yellow there, we can replace that by clicking on it. If I hit the pink button, let's see what happens. Look at that. It turned to pink. And if I change this one down here, it does the same thing. So I'm going to click on that. I don't want the yellow. We're going to go with pink since we're going with pink. And since this one looks like it might not be changeable, so I'm going to just take this one, copy it, paste it, and now I'm going to flip it around. So let me flip this. Let me flip it horizontal. There we go. So I flipped it. You see how I flipped that around, guys? You can flip horizontal and vertical. And so I can still get that same color because only one of them were interchangeable, but I was able to take both of them and use those, okay? And so again, that's about it for me giving you some quick demos. What I would like to do now is find out who is actually on Canva and maybe someone who isn't that comfortable with doing flyers, but I want you to see, where you're at on that so that you can go and actually start the process of designing a flyer for something, whether you're promoting anything, okay? And my challenge is in the next 24 hours, I want you to post it to Akana Lifestyle. And what we're going to do is every person that posts a flyer with your next order, right? We're going to give you a free essential oil for everyone that goes and posts a flyer within 24 hours on your Akana Lifestyle. So it could be a grand opening, it could be about a product, it could be a testimonial. I just want you to go to Canva. I want you to create something. I want you to post it. We're going to go find everyone who posted. I want you to put hashtag Akana innovation. Okay. I want you to put hashtag Akana AI. So you can use any of those hashtags, whether it's Akana innovation or Akana AI. So that way it's easy for us to find your flyer that you posted. And then we're going to be able to give you a gift, right? A gift because guess what? We want to get you motivated to do this because if you don't use this knowledge within 24 hours, guess what? You're going to lose this knowledge, okay? And so with that being said, let's kind of open it up real quick to kind of see where you all are as it relates to your skill set and maybe what questions or things I can go back and clarify for you. And then we're going to do a part two, which is going to be next Monday. So by next Monday, all of you should be pretty seasoned, right? That means you've done at least one flyer. And so we're going to get heavy into creating something and we're going to get into some of the more advanced tools so that you can do the particular lesson while I'm there to help you, coach you, and you'll have people like Mooney, who's great at Canva, and other folks as well, that you can really have the support that you need. So let's see if there's any questions that you might have before we go ahead and wrap it up for this evening.
This was awesome, Melissa. You know that I am so rudimentary in Canva. Y'all have no idea how much your CEO has looked at my stuff and she's like, oh, no, 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 I got it. I got it. It's okay though. I'm trying, but I really appreciate you showing this. Guys, she's right. Oh, you can't break it. Just do some stuff and put it out there. You can't break it.
So who's our seasoned pros out there? Who's our novices? Who's the ones that are like, listen, I don't even know where to start.
I am so lost. This is Minister Ernestine. I got to create design and then you kept going. I'm just sitting
Oh,
right here.
so good. So no, this is great. So let's go back. So I love that you have that question because I knew there were gonna be people on here at different levels and different speeds, right? So you went to Canva, right? So she went to Canva and you went to create, right? You hit
Yeah.
this little
Yes,
plus
I'm
button,
just
right?
sitting there. Wait, what happened? Yeah,
So
I think I'm there. Well, I'm in the creative design. That's what I see.
okay,
And it
and so did
says,
you pick a flyer?
that's when you were going real fast.
Okay, gotcha. So when
When
the
I got
pop-up
lost.
happens, so now the pop-up happened, right? And it says create
Oh,
a sign.
right, creative design, and then there are a bunch of things at
And
whiteboard, doc, sheets, popular, common layout and sizes.
oh, so you click the button though. You click the button that says the you click the one
Oh,
that says create though, right? Where now you look at my page. Make sure you see what
oh,
you're seeing
okay.
the same thing. Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, right. I'm right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now, so if you're going to do something for social media, let's say Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put on Facebook. So we're going to do a Facebook post, okay? So if we're going to do a Facebook post, we want to make it in a size that's going to be very compatible for Facebook. I like to do flyers if I'm doing an event, something I want to text to people. I got a lot of stuff to add on it. But with Facebook, we're going to use something like this. So let's just go and click on Facebook post. Or are you trying to create a flyer for sending out to
I'm
people?
trying to find Facebook. I saw
Oh, so at the
Instagram.
search bar, so go to the search bar.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yep. So search bar, you can put whatever you want.
Okay.
Just, yep.
Okay, I see it now, Facebook post.
Yep. So now let's click on the one that says 940 by 788 pixel.
Mm, one thing
Should
is
be the first one
working.
because usually it defaults.
It just says premium template. Oh, is it that add a page?
Let me go back to it right here.
Okay.
Look at my page and show me what's different on your page.
Right. So I clicked on the face. Well, see, that didn't pop up. So for me, it's just showing me designs, element, text. Maybe I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, so to start over because you might have went too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now
What
are you on
else?
your phone?
No, I'm on my
Oh,
iPad.
okay. So yeah, you're on
Yeah.
your iPad. So the iPad, it shouldn't be too condensed. I know computers usually are more expansive, but yeah, it might be that it's condensing certain things, but that's fine. So let's start one more time. So create a post. So this is good because they're saying or what do you call it? Repetition. Okay. So you're on Canva, guys, right? You're clicking create a post. So you see how this popped up. Okay.
Right. I'm gonna create. Uh-huh.
So now it should say to the side, create a design.
So it says for you.
Yep, for you. Yep. Uh-huh.
Okay,
So,
so
yep. And so, but go to the search bar though, the little search,
okay, right.
and type in Facebook. Just type
Right.
Facebook in.
Okay. Okay, so Facebook. So click on that post on the.
Yep. Do the
Okay, so
Facebook post. Yep.
all right, so it's there. So I didn't touch anything this time.
So
So
now
click
when you
on it.
click on it, now you should see the white Facebook post that's blank, right?
Yeah, it's blank.
Okay, perfect. And so what is your Facebook post going to be about?
I have no clue.
So let's say it's about fitness. Let's say it's about fitness.
Okay, fitness.
So I'm going to look at a design that says fitness, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
look at this. So you would replace one of these images. So let's say you click this one. You don't want her, you want yourself, right? And so what I do a lot when they have somebody there that I can't replace is I get
Mm-hmm.
inspired by their design and I recreate it in a way that I want to create it. So let's just say, so you see, there's a lot of things on fitness and you do a lot of fitness
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right? So let's go
Yeah.
type in fitness again.
I'm there. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So find a couple things that you're like, okay, this stands out to me and click on them on the templates. You went to the
Right.
design, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I
And
guess
you can,
nothing will work unless you do.
yep, until you do it. That's why it's good to do
Yeah.
it while you're in the moment because you would have left here and been more confused. But now you can see, okay, it's
So
there.
that's a pro, so I can't use that because I don't have a
So find a
subscription.
free one though. So just find something that's free. The design,
Okay, well it should tell me that, right?
yeah. I don't know if it
Mm,
tells you if it's free.
oh,
Let's just see. Just find something that
mm,
doesn't say pro on it.
okay. I think it's no, I don't
Yeah, because
think
there's
that
some
one.
that don't say pro. Some of the better ones say pro. That's why they want you to upgrade. But what you can
Oh
do though is even though you can't use the pro one, you can kind of look at it and start to create your own. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? You can look at this to say, oh, it has a triangle here, a rectangle here. And a lot of this you can actually recreate as you get more advanced. For now, let's
Okay.
just try to find a basic template that's free that's going to let you
Oh
use
boy, not a lot of them.
it.
Everything I click on is
Well, there's
mm,
some free ones. So just look for the ones that don't have that little crown on it though. See the crown or
right.
pro. See that you see the crown?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so as
Okay.
long as it don't have a
Mm,
crown on it, you can use it.
Hmm. Um,
Like this one doesn't have a crown. That looks like you working out right there with the ropes. Let's see.
let's see, let me see yours. Oh, that one. Let me find that one. I don't see that one. You can just keep going, Melissa. I don't
Okay.
want to hold
So,
you
but
up.
here's the cool part now. So now, once you
Oh, I
find
see
something
that
you
one.
like,
Mm.
now you're like, okay, what can I do on a daily basis to promote my fitness brand? As you've won these competitions, right? You're at the
Mhm.
top of your game. And so now it's just taking these images you're looking at and saying, how can this be me? And you put your quote there, you put your brand there, so that now you're creating content, whether you're giving them tips on hydration, because some of the stuff you share is, yeah, come join my boot camp, but then sometimes you want to give free knowledge and free information and start building your following, right?
Right.
So just find something that you like. Now click on it, let it sit there. And sometimes those images can be adjusted and sometimes they can't. So if they can't be adjusted, what I like to do is I create one below it and I start mimicking it, which means if I have a picture, I probably have a picture of you. Let me see if I have a picture of Ernestine. I do, but I don't know if they're in my,
Okay.
I don't know if they're in my keywords. Oh, I know where your picture is. Let me find it on my other, I have it. Okay. But yeah, so we can take your image. Let me just, I need to get a file with just all the images of all the, oh, you know where your image would be. Let's see. Oh, let me see if I got your, I'm going to take the one from your banner.
Oh, that's
Because
fine.
remember we said we can make your custom banner too, but I
Right.
make the banners right here, right on Canva. So we can do all
Ah,
that.
okay.
Let's see here. Let me just see something real quick. I mean, there's so much you can do. The key with Canva to make something look nice, guys, is making sure you're picking the right size. Because if you don't pick the right size, you can make a banner and it'll be the worst banner in the world.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So like this is the image I had of you already here. So let's say I'm doing the brand on this side. So we're gonna put, and so we make that, or let's say we do smoky blacks. Let's just say element. So black square. I want to make it like a smoky gradient on that side. I'm gonna say copy.
Oh my goodness, who is that? I need to eat what she eating.
Technology is so funny.
And what is your title? Personal trainer? And
Mm.
well, how do you say all your other stuff? Because you got a lot of other
Oh God, we'll just go with personal trainer for right now. Wellness
okay,
coach. Yeah,
right.
keep it
So
simple.
basically, let's say you have so basically you find one you like and just mimic it as much as you can by taking one of your own images
Oh,
and then you can take, let's say you want to make it bigger and then you want to put your own personal quote. You can then come to Canva, and let's say if I go back over to Canva and say Canva.
my personal quote is you can't out-train a bad diet. That's what I
Oh, I love
usually.
that. So there we go. That's it right there. Let's go back to where we got to go back to the Ernestine. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, 1 second. Just do. And then you can find a font that you like, whatever font
Mm-hmm.
works
Right.
for you. They have them all over here. Just and then let's say you want to put diet, let's say bad food. Where are we at? So let's go to,
Thanks, Diamond Bernadine.
and let's say you can do whatever you want. Like you can
Right.
put food in it. You can't out train a bad diet, whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
just whatever you're trying to do that day. You know what I mean? You just
Right.
come up with your inspiration. You could say, don't eat this, eat this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like if I
Yeah.
would say instead of this, this is 20 grams of protein, and then you might have something else that has
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
fish, 20 grams of protein, but no bad effects, right? So you
Right.
kind of just think about what can I do to give them a quote, maybe give them some tips. Let's say
Right.
sardine or what okay, salmon, whatever the healthy meal is that you would have told them to eat,
That looks good.
right? Just anything. Like the cool thing about creativity, it's like the sky is the limit. You can go on here, find things that inspire you, and if it doesn't allow you to use it, then guess what? You go out and just mimic it. Like
Right.
that one lets you take the bodies out. Like sometimes you can take the bodies out, you can put your own in, and let's say you have a different and it may not be sportswear, it doesn't matter. The point is you're finding things that look like a professional did it. So when your audience sees it, it's like, oh, well, dang, who is she and how did she get that done? And so let's say let's just take this off of here. Or whatever you're pitching that day, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything, right? You come up with your idea. It's like now you have a template. What are you going to paint on it? It's like kind of like creativity is really personal and it's not skill. It's you being courageous enough to express yourself. That's what it is. Everybody has a different taste, everybody has a different style. So it's not like I got to be a graphic artist, I got to do this. I just got to figure out what inspires me. And if it inspires you, it's going to inspire somebody else. And the creativity is really, again, not about the skill. It's about being courageous to say, I'm going to express the highest form of me and what I feel could help resonate with my audience. Okay.
Right.
And so, again, that's another, you just find ones, whether it lets you license it or not, and just try to mimic it. And when I say mimic it, that means you got to get good at knowing how to navigate it. Like you see, when I'm going here to pull this, I'm pulling words. And the other thing you can do too is once you like something, you can start taking this and like if I like those particular things, I can copy them from one thing and I can put it on another. Like if you want more movement with your file, but you're not sure what to put, but that had things there that, it just gives the visual movement.
Mm.
Like when you see there, shape your
Right.
body, boom, boom, boom,
Right.
join now. That's an icon. If you want that, you can take that and post that on another item so that you can almost not, it's almost like they always say in this world of Canva, you can steal anything because they make it to the public. So they want you to steal and copy everything, which is why Canva is blowing up because they've pretty much let everyone be in the driver's seat of making whatever magic you want. Okay. So just get in there, Ernestine. I want to see your fierce post because I know it's going to be awesome. I know it's going to be amazing. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Because it's going to be you. And that's the biggest thing we can say. It's going to be your highest expression of yourself and it's gonna be awesome. And so like this particular one we did, the banner, that's the one I think that was out there that we need to now we're gonna redo for you. But again, that's just Canva. That's just taking imaging, taking logos, taking colors, using gradients. I mean, some of these are going to be advanced techniques I teach you guys like gradients where you can take color like that to kind of blend stuff in. But that's, those are certain ways we get our desired outcome by knowing what's available on Canva. Like when do we need to remove a background? When do I need to flip an image around? Because sometimes it looks better this way, sometimes it can look better the other way, right? So there's all these tools that are there, and you just got to not be afraid to use those tools. To create animation, if you're doing PowerPoints, you can create your own animation by clicking that, and it moves the pictures along. If let's say you're doing, if it's not a printed out, but it's more of a a presentation that you're presenting. So just play around with it. I think you've at least gotten to first base because you now landed in the right spot.
Thank you,
Got to figure
Melissa.
out, yeah, yeah. Anybody else, guys? I mean, are you all jumping in on this? You're doing it. You're gonna get it done 24 hours, guys. Let's post those posts. Let's blow up social media. Okay, let's show some activity. Okay, and let's have the power to know that the sky's the limit. We can create whatever we want, and the power is in our hands. Okay. Anybody else had something that you felt stuck on, or you're good? Everybody's ready to roll?
Lots of great information. Thank you, Miss Margaret.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah, thank
Great.
you.
Yeah,
So
thanks for the
welcome.
information.
Amen.
I'm
You're
still
welcome.
lost.
Oh, that's okay because this starts somewhere. Did you get to this part?
I did.
Oh, great. And what is your post going to be about? Do you know?
No, not yet.
Okay, so first think about that because that's going to help get you unstuck because the first thing you want to do once you're here is think about, don't try to recreate it yourself. What am I going to post on? If you want to post on nutrition, let's say you want to post on nutrition, look at that. Boom. Best foods for healthy living. I just created that. And now you're going to put your own quote, your own brand, but it did the work for you, right? You didn't have to recreate. And that's something easy to post on, okay? Because that's just tips. And so you can post if you want to do like recipe. Let me see what recipes they do. They even look recipes, y'all. You can put recipe in and it'll come up with recipes for you. You see that? The recipe. And you can, and you can use our product. Like maybe you make a fuel recipe and you can say, here's my best fuel recipe. And now you can post that and share that within the Flat Belly community. Okay. So there's so much you can do, guys. You just got to think about what it is you're trying to do and don't try to do it yourself first. Go to design, okay, and put those words in. And I'm just putting one word. It says use 4+ words. So that means you need to be specific. That means if you want to say, vanilla shake recipe or something, you know what I mean? It gets a little more specific, right? So go out and let's be great, guys. Let's do this. Y'all can do it. I have full faith in everybody. Okay.
Hey,
How you?
Melissa. Hello.
Hey.
What's the task? Because I just came in the house.
Oh, sure. So the task is you're going to go to Canva. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
create a post
Mm-hmm.
that's going to have your own personal brand, something that inspires you, whether it's a quote, and you're going to put that on our Akana lifestyle within the next 24 hours. And with your next order, you're going to get a free essential oil.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Anybody else, guys? Y'all all good? Everybody good?
Oh, shoot.
You guys good? Everybody's got it. Yeah, I think you guys are good. I think you guys are great.
It was
I don't hear no one
hashtag
else.
Akana
Thank you,
Innovation, right,
Melissa.
Melissa?
Yeah, you can hashtag Akana Innovation and Akana AI. And that way I can find them. We'll find them anyway, but that'll help us, guys. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. Well, we'll see you soon. I'll see everybody's posts in 24 hours. Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, pay attention to Bernadine's challenge. She's
Uh,
encouraging all 20 of us to place an order before midnight. $50 or more, we save $25. Y'all know it's something we need. So I got to
yeah.
place my
25%.
order. So don't forget to do
25%.
that. That's right, 25% over $50.
Over 50, yeah.
Over 50, yes. So shop, shop, shop. That's the best time to get your stuff.
That's right. Let's go.
Thank you,
All right.
Bernadine.
You're welcome.
I'll holler.
Thank you. Margie.